I feel like I'm so dramatic, but I also feel that this had to be done in order to commemorate the day where I was supposed to move to the US to reunite with my partner for good and never do long distance ever again. But yeah, I mean, stuff happens, we move on. But I just wanted to kind of like process it also, on camera with you guys. But basically the main reason I'm not boarding my flight today is because of my pet's rabies shot. In a nutshell, I had very mistakenly assumed that her past vaccinations were for rabies and it's like booster shots. But it turns out that they were for another disease, infectious disease, I think, called distemper, combined with like parvovirus, coronavirus, and something else I can't remember right now. I feel like I'm going to sound like a brat when I say this next sentence, but my mom usually is the one that helps me bring my pet to the vet for her annual shots, because usually I'm at work or I'm in a phone call. She usually goes during the day. So yeah, it never even crossed my mind to ask whether they were or verify whether they were indeed rabies shots. All these almost 4 years, because I guess growing up in Thailand, being in the US, growing up in Malaysia, you just, have rabies and animals, like the connection at the forefront of your mind. So it never occurred to me that Singapore, and I found this out from the vet like 2 days before my flight, that Singapore does not need pets to be vaccinated against rabies because Singapore is a rabies-free country unless you leave Singapore. So, imagine my pleasure when I found this out 2 days before my flight, because I'd scheduled the vet visit 2 days before in order to get the screw worm check, which is required by Illinois. And they require it to be 5 days before, within your flight scheduled for Chicago or Illinois, wherever. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It did cost me some financial damage, and I won't get into that. But all in all, it is definitely for the better. I can't imagine a scenario where we arrive at O'Hare Airport and the customs officer turns Miko, my pet, and I away because of that rabies immunization validity period, which I think it's 30 days out from the first shot. So yeah, we made the very hard decision to push back my flight by 30 days. I think it's 4 weeks from now. It was a super stressful morning, I think, the day before my flight, which is yesterday. Just being on the phone with various parties like the airline, different government agencies. I think it was 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. just dealing with reshuffling of plans and making sure itineraries were confirmed, canceling swab test appointments and whatnot. So yeah, it was a difficult morning, but we move on. I just thought that this was an event worth commemorating. I hope never ever to repeat such a mistake again, or make such assumptions that gravely cost time, money, mental sanity. But yeah, we live to fight another day, and it's amusing to me that, we went through all the stress. When I say we, I'm referring to my partner and I. We went through all this stress, and my dog is totally oblivious to everything that went down. But yeah, such is the life of a pet. As if that was not enough, Singapore went into a semi-lockdown the day of my original flight, and so I went into an absolute cooking spree. Well, it's not 3 meals a day or anything like that, but it was way more than I ever cooked in my entire almost 4 years in Singapore. Here I'm eating bosam, I think it's called, which is a Korean dish that was elevated by David Chan of Momofuku. I paired it with lettuce, kimchi, and yeah, this was my first time making it. It's a roasted pork dish. Then I made gumbo. It was so tiring making it in the Singaporean heat, but I guess Louisiana is also not that much cooler. I also did my take on jjajangmyeon. I'm sorry if I butchered that intonation, but this, I have to say, was really good. Even my family really liked it. I was craving this because I always get this dish at Din Tai Fung. So yeah, it was super good. It was a pity because I recently recreated this dish in Chicago, but it just wasn't as good as the first time. Oh well. Then I succumbed to Instagram ads or social media posts and went to buy the Basque cheesecake by Wakugin, which is a very fancy Japanese restaurant in Singapore. It unfortunately wasn't to my taste. I actually prefer Olivia's blue cheese Basque cheesecake, but to each their own. Then we got some homemade food by my mom, hot pot and pasta kimao, which is like a very heavily basil flavored spaghetti. My dog's literally eyeing me, like giving me the stink eye from on the floor. She's like, what the hell are you doing? Anyway, I have a end of the week treat myself drink. This is just Umeshu, or plum wine. I was first introduced to it by my friend. I think we were in a group and they were drinking Sapporo beer. And I'm not a beer drinker. It makes me really bloated, TMI. But he suggested I try Umeshu, and I've been hooked on it ever since. No joke, like any establishment that's remotely Japanese, the first thing I ask is whether they have Umeshu. Second choice is gonna be sake. So anyway, here we go. Super excited. Oh man. Okay. This is the first time I actually bought Umeshu to consume at home, because usually I just order it at restaurants outside. But because Singapore is in a semi-lockdown for the past 3 weeks or so, you know that good. Yeah, so anyway, it's been in lockdown for the past 3 weeks, and I think 1 week more. So, ooh, fun fact, I'm gonna delve into that in a second, but yeah, dining in is not allowed, so this is what we resort to in the meantime. Anyway, this triggered some memories because when there's a game that involves this thingy that comes off the bottle cap in Korean, like shochu or soju. Soju is Korean, shochu is Japanese. But anyway, it's something about like flicking this thing while it's still attached to the bottle cap, and whoever flicks it the hardest and it falls off has to drink. Anyway, this is just a fun fact in my trove of useless stuff in my brain, but cheers. Another backstory, I'm queen of backstories. Another backstory is that I was triggered to buy this on my own after a friend messaged me a picture of her at a grocery store in Bangkok being like, oh, which umeshu have you tried? Which do you recommend? And I was like, okay, I've got to get one for myself. So, it smells good. Yum. That hit the sweet spot like. You know what's even better is that I got this off Shopee. It's like the Amazon of Southeast Asia. If you haven't heard of them, where have you been? But it was just a pretty random choice off of Shopee, and it was like just under 30 bucks, and this is super value for money. It's pretty dangerous because I love plum wine. This is gonna be gone in like a few days, but it's so yummy. Anyway, I should make this into a hashtag Umeshu chats, Umeshu updates. So Umeshu update number 1 is that I'm 1 week out from my rescheduled flight, which is next week, in a week exactly. I feel okay. I'm just really hoping that nothing else goes wrong, that's unforeseen, unexpected. I hope to God like it goes smoothly. I cannot take another disruption to my plan anymore, because otherwise a lot of logistical nightmare or havoc will be wrecked. I haven't touched my luggage. It's remained packed since the last time I had to postpone my flight. I'll actually bring a second piece of luggage because I had to upgrade in order to bring my pet along on the rescheduled flight. Anyway, that allows me another piece of luggage, so I'm gonna bring it. I might bring along my violin, extra snacks this time from Singapore. Got yo Milo, Nestum, Irvin's, maybe Indomie. What else? Maybe even some homemade chili paste that my mom made. Today has been really physically tiring. I was helping my mom cook naan, like an Indian, I don't want to butcher this, Indian bread. I love naan, but I don't know how to describe it otherwise. It looks deceivingly easy in the recipe, but boy, it is hell of a lot of work because you have to like work with a super hot oven, and that kind of heat just zaps my energy. I don't know about you guys, but it just drains me. I'm like pretty pooped right now. So I was actually supposed to help my mom pickle some radish and carrots. I don't know why I'm telling you guys these details, but you're here, you asked for it inadvertently. But I was supposed to help my mom pickle some vegetables for banh mi, like the Vietnamese sandwich, baguette sandwich. But I told her like I'm so exhausted, like I don't think I can. But yeah, I'm here talking to you guys. I'm like that journal you didn't ask for, but I hope you stick with me. I guess someday, if you guys are cool, I hope to meet some of you some days. Only if you're chill though, not like creep, like the kind from Don't Fuck With Cats, the Netflix documentary. I feel like at this point I might as well stream, but I don't want any like flack or bullshit from purist like Twitch streamers who are only wanting to see male gamers. So anyway, I think that's it off the top of my head. I might just tune in to the Baku, like Azerbaijan F1 practice sessions, because my boy Lando and maybe Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, I butchered that. I just want to see them in action. Not much going on, to be honest. I've been going on hikes, bike rides, in-house dinner, meal sessions, drinking sessions. I'm going to one tomorrow. Last weekend here, fingers crossed. I need to edit my vlogs for you guys. I feel like I'm filming all this content that's just staying on my phone, on my camera, not seeing the light of day. I'll get to it. I will get to it at some point. Anyway, cheers. Have a good weekend, guys, or whenever you see this video. But yeah, peace out.